Hello, welcome to today's video. Are you thinking of converting your private limited liability company to a public limited liability company? Well, there is a clear legal path that you ought to follow, and in this video, I will walk you through the process. But before we talk about the process, let us talk about the differences between these two entities. So, for a private limited liability company, they are restricted from offering their shares to the public, while for a public limited liability company, there is no such restriction, meaning that they can offer their shares to the public for the public to subscribe to. So now that we have established this, what then is the reason why people convert their companies? Or why should I convert, you may ask? Well, one of the reasons why people consider conversion of their private companies to a public company is, number one, it could be, of course, to access capital, more capital, and then it could be for the enhancement of their company's profile, and also to attract investors, and also to meet up with investors' demands. So now that we've established all of this, let us talk about the requirements. So to convert a private limited liability company to a public limited liability company, number one is that the company must have a minimum share capital of 2 million naira. Number two is that the company must have a company secretary. So another very important difference between these two entities is that for a private limited company, it's not compulsory to have a company secretary, it's optional. But for a public limited liability company, having a company secretary is compulsory. So, and then you also need to add the word PLC to the name or your proposed name. And then we also have documents, yes, additional documents that you need to file alongside with your application. So the first document, which is actually very important, is a special resolution of the company stating that the company is desiring or is interested in converting from a private limited liability company to a public limited liability company, and then the amended memorandum and article of association. So you may ask, why is it amended? Of course, you are transitioning or you're converting from a private to a public company. So the article of association, the clauses on the article of association has to change and be tailored or suited in a way that fits a public company. So meaning that clauses that have maybe the restriction where the private company was restricted from offering its shares to the public will have to be expunged from the article of association. So that is why it's called an amended memorandum and article of association. And then other important documents include the means of identification of the directors and secretary. So the officers need to have or need to provide a valid means of identification, which could be their national ID card, their international sports, their driver's license. These are all valid ID cards that you need to provide alongside with the application. And then you also have the evidence of payment, the prescribed fee to CAC. So once you have submitted your application to the Corporate Affairs Commission, the Corporate Affairs Commission will then peruse or review your application to see whether it aligns with the provisions of the law in regards to conversion of a company from private to public. And then once the registrar, that is Registrar General, the approving officer is satisfied with your application, you will then be issued with a certificate of incorporation with the name of the company having PLC in it, and then all other documents attached are status reports and the memorandum of association of the new company, which is now the public company. So if you are desiring as a public company to be listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, that is a separate application on its own, which you have to make to the Securities and Exchange Commission to be listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange market. And then you do not stop there. There are other post-incorporation compliance, of course, or requirements that you need to comply with, which is filing of your annual returns, which is usually after a year. So that is how you convert from a private to a public company. If you need more information, or if you want to make more inquiries, or you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section and we will reach out to you. And before you click out, please ensure you subscribe to our channel, like this video and share with your contacts. Till I come your way next time. Bye.